Stop telling yourself that your lunch break alone in your car is the only thing keeping you sane. We've been fed this narrative that introverts need to build steel and glass fortresses to survive the 9 to 5 grind. We hide. We crouch over a lukewarm turkey club in the driver's seat of a silver sedan while the midday heat pushes the dashboard to a blistering 110 degrees. I've been that guy for 2 years. For 730 days, I have treated my dusty 2018 Honda like a lunar escape pod, a pressurized cabin designed to protect me from the atmosphere of expectations. My routine was a ritual, a sacred ceremony of avoidance. Lock the doors. Slide the fabric seat back just far enough. Fire up a podcast about the fall of the Roman Empire or some obscure true crime mystery from the Pacific Northwest. It was my only defense against the flickering fluorescent lights of the open-plan office and the soul-crushing small talk about the local weather or whose golden retriever finally stopped chewing the couch. I convinced myself that this isolation was my medicine. I thought the tinted glass windows were my shield against the awkwardness of being seen. But here is the reality we rarely talk about. Sometimes the thing we call recharging is actually just us slowly letting our social muscles atrophy in the dark. Some people notice that hiding in the car makes it harder to eventually step back out into the light. Research suggests that while quiet time is a vital resource for the introverted mind, there is a fine line between restoration and total avoidance. I was living on the wrong side of that line, tucked away behind a steering wheel that was starting to feel more like a cage than a sanctuary. My sandwich was always dry, the bread crusty from the morning air. My legs were always cramped in that tiny footwell. Then, today happened. About 10 minutes into my usual routine, just as I was unwrapping a generic plastic-wrapped sandwich that looked about as inspired as I felt, the sound broke through my headphones. A sharp, rhythmic rap on the passenger side window. My heart didn't just skip a beat, it did a full, frantic backflip into my throat. I froze, my thumb hovering over the pause button. I looked up, expecting a security guard with a clipboard or a disgruntled manager telling me I was taking up to prime parking spots. Instead, it was her. The new girl from the design team. She joined last week, and she had that kind of effortless, radiant energy that usually makes me want to blend into the grey office drywall. She is definitely out of my league in terms of both social standing and natural charisma. I rolled down the window, ready to apologize for whatever crime I thought I had committed. She didn't ask about my parking. She didn't ask for a spreadsheet or a status update on the design brief. Instead, she held out a massive, slightly warm Tupperware container that smelled of roasted garlic, basil, and heavy cream. She explained, with a shrug, that she'd made way too much pasta the night before and hated the idea of eating leftovers alone in the sterile break room. She told me she had noticed me out here every single day and wondered if I was on some kind of secret mission. Then she asked the question that broke my brain, "Do you maybe want to help me finish this? It's a lot better than a cold sandwich." I stuttered. I think I actually said, "Yeah, sure," twice like a glitching computer program. We didn't even stay in the car. We ended up sitting right on the rough concrete curb near the edge of the parking lot, the asphalt still radiating the morning's humid warmth through my slacks. And that is when the magic happened. Most people in this office want to talk about the quarterly projections or the local NFL scores. But within 5 minutes, we realized we shared a bizarre, deep obsession. She isn't just into sports, she is a total cricket nerd. In a suburban American parking lot, under a sky that felt like it was melting, we spent 30 minutes debating the merits of a fast bowling attack versus a spin-heavy strategy on a dusty pitch. We talked about the recent international test series like it was the most important news on the planet. She pulled out her phone to show me a catch highlight from Instagram that was gravity-defying. For the first time in 2 years, I wasn't thinking about my social anxiety. I wasn't thinking about the recharge I supposedly needed. I was just there. Present. Some research suggests that finding a tribe in the most unexpected places can help lower cortisol levels and improve your workday outlook. By the time the 30-minute mark hit, she didn't just walk away. She asked if I wanted to grab an actual lunch on Friday at a place with tables and silverware to finish our debate. I walked back into that building feeling like I had just won the World Cup in front of a capacity crowd. If you're currently sitting in your car, hiding from the world, I get it. But maybe, just maybe, roll that window down. Someone might be standing there with some pasta and a conversation that changes your whole perspective. Today was a good day, and it started when I finally let the world in.